Hello, hello. I want you to see my view. I am at the Ping River. It is sunset. Isn't it gorgeous? Of course it is. I look pretty oily. I am. It's humid. And it is what it is. So, anyway, um, I'm here. I'm here and I've grown. I've grown and I've been, I'm in a current stage of my life where I am having to really tame, tame, tame and calm my mental. And it's okay. I don't mind doing that. Of course, like, why, like, it's great. It's going to work out for me. It's going to work in my favor. And it's working. It's actually working. Um, what I've been doing is I've been practicing yoga again, and um, more so bed yoga. When I puff on my meds, I just I just pop into yoga, like, which almost 2 years now I've realized that um, yoga is my natural state. That's my path. Finding or aligning and continuing to align with my natural path, which will get me to my natural state of being. And excuse me, yoga one of is a practice that it takes me there. I'm okay. Even when things are not okay, I am okay when I am practicing yoga, and when I finish practicing yoga, like, things are just good. And yoga. What else? Meditation, of course. Meditation. I meditation. I have different forms of meditation. I don't only just sit and meditate and do hand mudras, but now that I'm a motorbike rider, when I ride my motorbike, I'm meditating consciously. And it really helps me, you know, that air, um, riding along this beautiful river. Um, I don't like being on a highway, but I make the best of it, and which is then one of the ways making the best of it. Excuse me, is to actually um, intuitively drive. So when I don't really know where I'm going, or I get a nudge to go down a road that I've never gone down before, and I have time to spare, I go down that road. And it's the back roads. And the back roads are actually more calm. They're very narrow, but they're more calm. And I prefer that. I'm not about the fast pace and whatnot. Like, it's just whatever. Um, so anyway, through all of this, I can see the moon. Hold on. Here we go. Ah, the moon. Hello. So, uh, through my recent meditation meditative moments, through various forms. I've, in this here year of 2024, I have finally, and I won't even say finally, like, I am where I'm supposed to be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I'm just in my essence. There is a moth, rebirth, transformation. Eh. Ah. Um. Yes, I have reached a revelation within myself, enlightenment within myself, my truth of requirements that I need in order for my cup to be filled. Of course, I've on this journey, this here journey that I am on, I am just taking it moment by moment, um, finding out how I can pour into my cup. Because I come from a past of not pouring into my cup, just literally not pouring into my cup and being depleted. And at times I still fall back into that. I mean, going over 3 decades of doing that, not knowing that I'm supposed to pour into my own cup, and people taking, like, my cup, the cup that I have, the cup that I've been blessed with, it is unworldly. It is not of this world. So I've been blessed with individuals, situations, and even mishaps that actually fill my cup. And I've always noticed that. I didn't see it as my cup being filled, but I've always noticed that. And it got to a point where I wanted to actually be self-sustaining and filling my own cup, but I didn't know how to. I even came to that epiphany that that's what I needed to do. Again, my background, I was not invested into, I was not poured into, I wasn't seen. I was purposely disregarded so that people did not want me to. People will see you before you see yourself. Let's keep it 100. People will see you before you see yourself. And I for some time I knew that there was something in me and something about me and just me, my essence, that was magnificent, but I couldn't see it, nor could I feel it. I couldn't even receive it. I wasn't in the right state of mind and place to receive it because, again, I was not invested into from birth to be in a mental state, a normal mental state, to see myself. And as I get to know myself more and more, I've realized that it's because people, again, going back to what I stated, people have seen me and they know. So a lot of people, the people that were close to me, they knew my capabilities, but they didn't want me to know my capabilities. And I mean, eventually, no matter how much you try to keep someone away from the truth, whatever truth it is, they're going to, everything is leading them back. You could divert someone all you want, but it's going to lead them towards the truth. And I always knew that. But while I was being diverted, it was painful, and, change comes with being tired of the same shit. And I think it's like 5 different things: being tired, wanting to seek different. This background is impeccable. I mean, yo, I'm looking like a portrait right now with the, like, come on, it's given. I'm grateful. So, okay, yes, so I tend to drift off. I apologize. So yes, I've been diverted many times by many people because, you know, I believe that I know that the average human being wants control. They want control and this sense of power. And only a few make it out of that, trying to control what is. And I've come across, even when I was in a state of trying to control what I thought I could control, things would still somehow work out in my favor, because after all, everything is essentially working in my favor. But I've always been privy to my own reality. I'm a seer. I see what it is that I can see outcomes, and I know sometimes I know what to do to get to work to move in alignment with that outcome. Sometimes I don't. However, even when I don't, I still am moving in alignment with that for said outcome. Now, people would see that. They would literally, oh, this LED light is whack. They would literally witness that, because I gave them access into my reality. And some people can't handle it. It's like, how the fuck is it that you get what it is that you want and I don't? And I'm not with the chosen ones things, because I believe at the end of the day we're all chosen, but you have to tap into your own higher consciousness and choose yourself in order to be chosen. That's what being chosen is. You have to choose yourself. You're already chosen, but you have to remember, we're here to remember that we're already chosen. And I remember that I am chosen. So every opportunity, every moment is an opportunity for me to choose myself again and again and again and again. And even when I do not choose myself, I still am granted another opportunity to make it, to align back with choosing myself. And I'm grateful for that shit. Like, I'm unbelievably grateful for that. I mean, I'm grateful for the knowledge that that I know that I will have another opportunity to choose myself. And in that process, I forgive myself for not choosing myself. And I try to make things better. I don't try, I make things better with the knowledge that I have at the present moment. I'm out here doing the work. I am out here doing the work. And it is not for the faint of heart, which is why things work out in my favor. Now, going back to what I initially was speaking on, if I can remember, hold on. Yes, I come from a past where I wasn't invested into and I didn't see myself. So now I got it. So now I see myself, because for the past 4 years, almost 4 years, it may be 4 years now, I've been choosing myself. I have been choosing myself, especially in the places where it is very difficult. It is so difficult. And I've been choosing myself. So because I've been choosing myself, I finally, yes, here we go, in this year of 2024, 2567, I finally know that there are requirements that I need in order for my cup to be filled. And not only is this man taking a piss? I mean, all the places. This river is long, and this man stopped in front of me to take a piss at a tree. Anyway, so let's go back to the view and me. I have requirements for my cup to be filled, and I not only have I've come to that understanding that I have a requirements in order for my cup to be filled. I am also, along with that, I'm also realizing that there are very few people that can actually fill my cup. And why is that? Because they're not filling their own cup. And, like, that's not my problem. However, although it's not my problem, I am here to do many things, of course, but I'm here to be that reflection to those individuals that I allow access to in my reality, to me. I am their mirror for them to have a glimpse of someone filling their own cup, although they and other people cannot they cannot reciprocate. And I'm witnessing firsthand how difficult that is for some people. And I'm not saying that it's not difficult for me, because it is difficult for me. I want my cup to be filled, not only by myself. Like, I enjoy filling my own cup. My cup is overflowing, but I want to experience how it feels for someone that fills their own cup and their cup is overflowing. Babyface said that. Now my cup is overflowing. You're my sunlight, sunshine, all day, all night. That's my song. Yes, I want. Excuse me. I want individuals in my life that I choose, and that's going to reciprocate and choose me as well, because they're filling their cup and their cup is overflowing, and my cup can overflow. I want to know how it feels for my cup to overflow by other people that in which their cup is overflowing. And it's like, what I'm seeing in my mind is like an infinity sign. Like, it's just flowing effortlessly. I want to know how that feels. I want to know how that feels from a divine masculine. I want to know how that feels from a divine feminine outside of myself. Because that's what I am doing that. I'm filling and overflowing my cup from my divine masculinity energy and my divine femininity energy. And I want to feel that. I want to feel that outside of myself. And I know because it is so, I know that I'm going to experience that. But I'm just saying that I've realized that this is exactly what it is that I'm at a pivotal point in my journey in which I know what my requirements are, and I feel so fucking powerful. I feel amazing to know that. And there's some people that I watch online, and they inspire me to continue down that path, because there are individuals in this world who literally, like, we're all on a different path, of course, but there's individuals who knows exactly how that feels, and they've never even had to, like, I won't say they never had to question it, but they have individuals in their lives that can pour into them, and not only pour into them, but like they both, these individuals all together, they know, like, I can see that your cup needs a little bit of filling, but right now I can't fill it in the way that you may need for me to fill it, but I can do this and I can do that, you know, like whatever that and this is, like people that are tapped in with you. I I am deserving of that. And I'm not waiting for it. I'm aligned in the path in which I will meet those individuals that will pour into me. Yeah, it's just, and I really love the fact that I know this now. I know this. And the mere fact that I didn't know this before I knew it, but I was doing the damn thing on my own individual path without that knowledge, like, snaps for me. Yes, I'm bigging myself up. I am grounded in this. I'm bigging myself up. Like, and I've been seeing myself. I've been seeing myself in many different ways, not just seeing myself, but seeing how far I've come, the things I've been through, with the knowledge that I lacked and the knowledge that I had, and I'm here, and I got through that. I kept going. It takes so much it took a lot. It took a lot. It took a lot, which is why with the chaos that's going on outside of me, I am able to find different modes to ground myself, because I've been chaotic within my own energy, which means, of course, my outer realm was chaotic, and I didn't know how to balance. I did not know how to balance. And I must say, like, I'm about to get into it. I used to use, when I get really stressed and out of balance, sex was my go-to. It was my go-to. And I believe that it became a trauma response. I'm not going to get too deep into that because that's for another topic. But yes, I was using sex as a stress mechanism, coping mechanism. Yes, stress mechanism, coping mechanism. And I mean, I think like there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum to everything. And it was cool, but it's like you have to be balanced in order to continue to stay balanced within your coping mechanisms. Are your coping mechanisms healthy? Are they getting out of control? Are you choosing the right partners to actually get that stress off? Like, and I want to say no and no and no and no and no and no and no. Like, it just wasn't. And I'm a very sensitive being. And I didn't, before, again, with the knowledge that I had, I lacked the knowledge of taking on other people's spiritual demons, sexual demons, and whatever their karma is, and whatever they're going through, and like you're taking that on. And I believe that I was taking on a lot of people's shit. And I believe that there's a lot of powerful men out there that know exactly. Like, men don't just know. There's men out here, they're warlocks. They don't just know, like, oh yeah, I could get that woman and I could sleep with her, and like I know I got it. But there's men that know more of the spiritual aspects of it, like, oh, like this is not just an average woman. Like she don't just look good, and it's not just good. It's healing. And what I'm going through, the way I felt afterwards, I could put that shit onto her. Like I could put that onto her, or she takes that away from me, and they leave it at that. And you taking it on. And some of them are very intentional about that. Some of them are unintentional about it, or unconscious about it. But men out here do it. They exist. Society talks about how women use men a lot to manipulate situations, especially sexually. Like, you know, they want money, they want this, they want that. But there's men are the same way. Women know how to do that. Men know how to do that too. And the shit is dangerous out here. So moving on from that, I have currently not within my own, like I didn't decide. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Okay. In like 2021, I was having a conversation with my partner, and I was like, and this was like this. I believe, like now in hindsight, this was a download that I was speaking to him on, and he's not so spiritually inclined as I am. So a lot of things kind of not only goes over his head in the moment, but it will go over my head as well, because the energy exchange is not on the same plane. I'll leave it at that. It's not on the same plane. So, yes, and I didn't even know how spiritually inclined I was at that time. I've always known I was inclined to something outside of myself that no one can see, but I didn't know I didn't really know who the fuck I was. Like, again, knowledge. I did not have the knowledge that I have now. So, I was having a conversation with my partner, and again, in hindsight, it was a download. And I was like, maybe we should actually think about being celibate and just work on us. You know, communication, working on ourselves individually, like seeing how that feels. I've never personally experienced that at the time. You know, like being in a relationship with someone that I respect, and just having space to work on myself and work with my partner. And I wanted to experience that. And I could feel the energy from that. And he was in agreement with it, because it's like, it was like a on the fly agreement, but he didn't want to go, the energy wasn't there to go full into detail of that thought, as per usual. Again, he's not as spiritually inclined as I am. So yes, this was 2021. Now we're in 2024. I am still with that partner, and it has been over a year and a half that we have not had intimate sexual relations. And I'm also realizing that, like, I'm a seer. Like, I don't get downloads for no reason. Like, things are happening, and it's allowed. Like, I'm not gonna put my business out there, but I'm not gonna, like, our relationship our relationship is, I don't know, like, it's something out of this world right now. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I know it's happening for our better good. Again, we're not having sex. I am finding many ways to use my sexual energy to harness that back in within myself, to be creative, to just elevate myself in a way that I've never had the opportunity to do so and never have done it. And I try my best to encourage him to do the same. And I realize that I can't, that's all I can do. I can encourage while also being an exact mirror of what I am encouraging. And that's literally what's happening. Like, we don't have many conversations. And so all we can do is literally observe. And I can see that me being a mirror works best for him at this very present moment. And yeah, like, it's happening. Like, that shit is really happening. It's dark now. And yeah, like, a lot of things are really coming to fruition, which is why I'm able to be so grounded with the chaos that's happening with me, because I got this far. I got this. Oh no. I got this. Hold on. Oh shit. Anyway, I got this far, and why wouldn't I get further? Why wouldn't I be able to get even further, and further meaning what I've been manifesting? I have a minute. Why wouldn't I? Again, so many things that I've spoken on is coming to fruition. That's another thing. I spoke on a lot of things in 2020, 2021 to my partner, and everything has came to be. And I think some of it is some of it is a bit shocking for him, and probably to the other people that I cut off in my life, and even to my children. Like, I'm tapped in, and not everything, when you're tapped in, not everything is rainbows and butterflies. It's not rainbows and butterflies. There has been death, literally and spiritually. There's been many deaths. There's been a lot of things just came to fruition. Good things, and depending on how you perceive it, bad things. And, you get written off as the martyr, as the villain, or as the savior, or as the blessing, or the lesson in people's story. And that's another thing. I've come to accept that. I've come to accept that because it's what it's supposed to be. I know in my partner's life, I was, it's all good. I know I was given instructions to divulge the information that I had, that I was given for him. And I also know, like, when you're given instructions, when you're given instructions from the divine, if you do not follow the instructions, you will not only feel the wrath that said individual that you have to divulge information to would feel if they do not receive it, but you're going to feel your own too. And you're going to feel something on top, the cherry on top, because the divine is going to be not going to be too pleased with you. And when I was given those instructions, I sat on it, because at the time I was friends with my partner for 10 or 11 years. And at the time, I had already cut everybody off in my life. Everybody. It was just me, my children, and my cats, and him, and my friend that became my lover. And my human mind kept thinking I could lose my friend, and I already don't have anybody else outside of myself, my children, and my cats. And I didn't want to lose him. But that's the risk. The divine it's not, I don't see it as tests. It's just, are you going to do what you're supposed to do or not? You know, we have free will. So I did it. It was received. It was received. I won't say that it was received well. Like, the emotions come with that. And I received a little bit of backlash. I would say, yeah, I received a little bit of backlash. I think that I still am receiving backlash from it. But I understand, because some things take time. They just take time. People will receive information from you, but there's no time limit on how they digest it and truly accept it and process it and work through it and forgive and have compassion. And it's a process. So I get it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yes. I'm looking at the light on my motorbike, and it looks like a happy face staring at me. Yeah. So, yeah, I have requirements. And I'm excited that I have requirements. So, back to the celibacy. So, yes, I've been celibate or abstinent. I'm not sure which one it is. Abstinence is like you choose. I don't know. I'm gonna look more into it, and yeah. I've been abstaining, I guess, abstinent, because now that, okay, yes, going back, forgive me, going back to that. So I saw that, in 2021, and due to a lot of, like, we die every day. So due to a lot of deaths within, between the two of us and us changing, and we're living in Southeast Asia. We come from America, and we're immigrants, and like it's a lot. It's a lot, and we're doing the best that we can. Like, that has been put on the back burner, and I've been just doing the best that I can with that. Like, I've never, since I've been sexually active, I've never gone this long without sex, if I can recall. I've gone a long time, but not this long. I'm putting my business out there, and I'm trying to meet my potential. That's what I'm trying to do. And not having, like, sex can be a distraction. It comes with all those feels, and now, don't get it twisted. I miss it. But I miss me. I miss me more than that. I'm working towards meeting me. I'm meeting her. I remember telling my ex that, like, I'm not leaving. I'm not choosing to not deal with you because of you. I'm choosing to not deal with you because of me, because I want to meet her over and over again. Because dealing with your ass distracts me from actually moving forward on the path of meeting myself over and over again. And it seemed like, we're about to get into it. It seemed like every time when I was in that relationship, it seemed like every time I got closer and closer to myself, that motherfucker was like acting up and, causing havoc, like trying to get me emotionally imbalanced and shit, because at that time it was easy to get me like that. And that's another topic. We gonna speak on that, because I believe that he was tapping into some form of witchcraft, and to have me obsessed with him. And that's gonna be another topic. Let me know if you want to hear that. I got information. So and that requires me to be transparent and vulnerable, and I don't mind doing that. And it's for educational purposes, because motherfuckers out here, they playing with shit that they don't know not a goddamn thing about. And not only do they not know anything about it, but they don't know who they fucking with, because you don't know who's protecting who in the spiritual realm. And I didn't even know, because of that man, that boy, he's the only reason. At the time in which I came to the realization of how protected, divinely protected and guided I was, he was the only reason and confirmation that I had to let me know how protected I was, when I didn't even know that I had protection. I had no awareness of that. I had no awareness of it. But I'm sure shit is kicking his ass now. And like I said, that's another topic, that's another video, and we can get into that. But for now, every time I got closer to myself, he intentionally tried to distract me, and it killed him. I noticed it killed him to see me get closer and closer to myself, because people like that have demonic spirits controlling them. They need your energy. They need you to be unbalanced in order to siphon your energy, in order for them to be balanced. So if you're unbalanced, if you're imbalanced, they're balanced. Like, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So, yeah. Um, I'm using my my own sexual energy and pouring it back into myself. Now, hold on. Recently, now, um, um, orgasmic retention. I can't, because I know for men it's semen retention, and that energy is good for them. It's like infinite again, and the infinity sign is very important right now. It's coming up a lot in my mind's eye. Semen retention is good for the masculine. I don't know what it's called for women, but so I'm just going to say orgasmic retention. I'm going to. I'm currently practicing that now. Orgasmic retention, meaning I will not even masturbate, and I want to see, like, I'm see who I am after that happens. And I'll get back to you on that. Like, I'm really tapped into her, my higher self. Like, someone told me, I think it was last year, she said, you are your higher self. I forgot what I said. I said I wanna get closer to my higher self, or be my higher self, or listen. And she was like, you are already your higher self. You just have to tap in. And it never left my mind. Like, that was fucking wisdom. And I think that was the only reason why that was her purpose. That was her purpose for me. I have chills right now. That was her purpose with me meeting her, interacting with her telling me that. Like, it blew my mind. And she was like, you're already her. You just have to tap in. And I'm like, and I always reminded myself since then, I'm like, tap in, tap in, tap in. And I keep repeating to myself, I'm already her. And now it's just natural. Like, I know I'm already her. So whatever higher thoughts that I do have at any at any present moment, I know I'm already there. It already exists. She already exists. Whatever I'm manifesting, it exists in another dimension. I just have to match the frequency. And for me, it's just existential. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, like, I'm really out here, like, just, I'm doing the work. And I know my team behind me, I know they are so proud of me. I get synchronicities every day, multiple times a day. It is like I'm bombarded with them now. At one point, I was a little, I was bombarded on the other spectrum, on the darker spectrum of it. Like, yo, chill. Every time I look up, it's another angel number, another omen, something. Like, it was just too much at the moment. But my team had to let me know, like, yo, we're here. You keep acting. I kept acting like I didn't have anybody. Because at times I be feeling alone. I really do. I feel alone. Like that feeling of how I used to feel when I was little, and when no one understood me. Well, I come from a past where people intentionally misunderstood me, because if they showed me that they understood me, I would eventually start to understand myself, which was, I was stating that before, early in the video. They would pretend like they didn't understand where I was coming from, or what I was talking about, what I was doing, and whatever. And because like I said, eventually I would understand exactly who the fuck I was, and people was trying to keep me from myself. That shit is crazy. And my confirmation of that, when I realized that, was when I keep quiet, My silence speaks volumes. And when I keep quiet, people get upset. They get upset. So, but you didn't understand me before, and you don't want me to talk, and you don't talk about this, and all this emotions, and talking about self and elevation and spiritual shit. But when I don't talk about it and I ain't got shit to say, you upset. And you wondering why I ain't got nothing to say, and why I'm not telling you my next move and my accomplishments and how I'm celebrating by myself. Fuck you. Like, bitch, you understood me. You always understood me. You just mad because you don't understand. It's a mirror reflection of how you don't understand yourself, and you don't understand how I understand myself, and how I actually, like, every time I come back to you, best believe I'm coming back to you with some knowledge. I've learned something, not only about myself. Well, of course I learned something about myself, because I can't just keep divulging information outside of myself that's going on around me if I don't know anything about myself. I mind my business. I mind my business, literally. Like, people don't understand the real meaning of minding one's own business. You mind your business. If you mind your business, everything outside of you speaks for itself. Everything. And can't nobody say a motherfucking thing about who you are and what it is that you stand for and what it is that you do. They can say something, but the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the fruition. The proof is in the manifestation that's right in front of them. It's right in front of them. I'm telling you. And that's what keep them motherfuckers silent. That's the mirror reflection that's going to reflect back to you. You stay silent, they're going to be silent when you pop out on a motherfucker. That's what you do. You pop out on them. Yo. All right. Because people, I'm tired. Like, I've even come to this, like, within myself. Like, I am tired. Like, I have a high level of tolerance for a lot of shit. And not only have I learned that unconditional love is not unconditional tolerance, but unconditional love and tolerating certain things when it comes to people and their shit that they don't want to deal with, they want to project onto you, it allows motherfuckers to play in your face. And I'm not letting nobody play in my face anymore. And people get upset about that too. When you don't allow them, it appeared that you gave them an opportunity to play in your face. And when you set up boundaries, whether it's energetic boundaries or actual physical boundaries, meaning you communicate those boundaries, or you physically create a boundary, like, it is what it is, they get upset because they're not allowed to express their demons and project the shit that they don't want to fucking deal with onto you. It doesn't have a place to go. That's a lot of people's problems. They don't have a place for their shit, their literal shit, to go. They want to place it on people. Nah, you can't place your shit on people. And I think I know I'm guilty of that. I know I'm guilty of that, consciously and a lot more so unconsciously. Placing my shit on other people, and it don't work like that. It doesn't work. It's not cool. You know, we all have our own baggage, and we all have our own shit that we had to work on, and that goes into, like, nobody's here to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. The only person that's coming to save you is your own spirit, your own soul, your own consciousness. Your own consciousness is coming to save you. Know that. Affirm that. And it will be, because it is so. And once I realized that, I stopped putting my shit onto other people and shut the fuck up. Although it makes other people upset. It's the right path. It's the right path. because what comes out of that, what the equation, the result of that, it is beautiful. It really is. Right now, the outcome of my equation thus far, and lately I can't help but to see it, feel it, taste it, know it. My children are happy. My children are happy. I'm happy. I am very happy. But my children are happy. That I value. I value my family. I value my family. And prior to the reason why I'm standing here today in this country, in this spot, they give me not only myself first and foremost, but my children give me a reason to do what it is that I do. I noticed before I actually emigrated to this country, I noticed that my children weren't happy. And, it's a direct reflection of me, of myself. I wasn't happy, and I was doing the best that I could, but I knew that I could do better. But I also knew that I couldn't do better where I was, because that environment actually made me sick. Literally. Literally. And I was having trouble keeping my mind. And, that's like being institutionalized. What's one of the things you tell a person that's going to be incarcerated? Keep your mind. Once they got your mind, that's it. You're gone. If your mind goes, if somebody has control over your mind, your body follows. And I was not comfortable with that. I came to save myself in that moment, in those moments, with the epiphanies, with the downloads of like, I gotta get out of here. But I didn't know how I was gonna get out of there. I didn't even know where the fuck I was going and how. But even up until excuse me. Oh, see, I bit my cheek. Even up until weeks before I actually left the U.S. to come to Southeast Asia, I didn't know exactly how I was going to be able to financially be able to leave the country. And yeah, but anyway, I digress. Things work out like when it's supposed to be, it's going to be, because it is so. And I saved myself. I listened to my higher self. My higher self was like, well, I learned afterwards, like, don't worry about how. There's a I think his name is Neville Goddard. I actually came across Manifestation Hacks. I came across a video of a story, a manifestation that he helped someone. Oh, it was about to get juicy. He helped someone, or he was telling someone, like, this guy wanted to travel. He needed to get to another country. He wanted to go on vacation. I don't know. I think it was vacation. And he told him, he was like, so then you're going to go on vacation. But he was like, well, I don't have the money and this and that or whatever. And he's like, no, don't worry about that. What you're going to do is you're going to something like slam the door 3 times, and you're going to affirm that you're going to go on this vacation, and you don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just know that you're going to get there. And I believe the guy, he did it. And I believe he actually, how he got there was like on a cargo ship. He got to the country on a cargo ship because someone had space and I don't know, something like that. Like they offered him a ticket, and it was a small space, but nonetheless he got there. And that's like, I believe when I seen that video, I watched that video, it resonated, and I was like, I'm gonna try it, and it worked. I worked with Kalima. I did those manifestation hacks. Kalima was, oh, that's another video, yo. When you want some shit done, you can work with Kalima, but do know that something is going to be sacrificed. Something is going to be sacrificed, and you have to be willing to accept. You have to accept it. You have to accept it. But it works. Yes. So yes, my higher self came to save me, and thank you. I'm here. Like, this is her, you know. This is her. I came to save her. That's unconditional love. That's unconditional love. I love myself. I came to save myself from 2020, 2021. That's so beautiful. I didn't even see that until right now. That is so beautiful. And thank you. Thank you. That's what you do. Like, that's why the past, the present, and the future are all intertwined. It's all connected. You and your future self is talking and communicating with yourself right now. My future self is talking to me right now, talking to you. And myself right now in the present is literally, as I heal, I'm healing and saving my past self. You see it? You see it? Do you see it? Yo, deuces.